Alright guys, Andy here, welcome to Minecraft Kingdoms, Season 2 The Island. This is a series where I'm taking a giant island and using the Minecraft 5x5 building guide to build us, together, with your ideas, my ideas, a medieval kingdom. Previously, we've been doing the docks, we've moved on to the theatre, right in the middle of the picture, right there, and as you can see I just put 3 more houses, copied and pasted from the other side of the theatre, just to start this episode off quite quickly. Today, it's all about the military. We need some defences for our city, for our village, for our kingdom, whatever you want to call it, we need some defences. So, it starts with the military. So I've planned things out and I'm going to start with some stables. By the way, if you like this kind of creative, speed build, immersive, responding to comments kind of series, then let me know by hitting that subscribe button, tapping that notification bell. I'm trying to get to 250,000 subscribers. If you could help me out, that would be wonderful. And if you would like to download this island, you can. And there's downloads of all my 5x5 builds every single month and an amazing Minecraft modern city map now just been put onto my Patreon, patreon.com/andyisyoda. You can download the island blank or at episode 11 stage and a new download coming quite soon. What am I doing here? This is the stables. Someone in the comments or someone in the live stream suggested, actually, as I was building this, we need some cavalry. We need some horses to defend our kingdom. Maybe get supplies from one end of the island to another very, very quickly as well for the army. So this is going to be stables. So I've built a nice big place for the cavalry people to live. They would obviously think they're superior to everyone else, so they get their own house, plus some little simple stables. By the way, if you haven't seen this kind of video before, what I'm going to be doing is speeding it up, time-lapsing the first 5 minutes, and then we'll have another 5 minutes of having a look round kind of in-person, first-person view, and you can have a look through and inside all the builds. I've also built a little tiny, as you can see, just the last part of that time-lapse was a small place where the serfs would live. Is that right? The people who look after the horses. The horse people. Is that what we would call them? The horse people? Well, there's a special name for them. Stable boys? I don't know. Stable girls? Stable people. The people who work there and look after the horses. Anyway, we'll have a look at that later on. That is the horses are escaping. Can you see at the back? Anyway, this is going to be the barracks, a huge building to contain the army. I won't be doing the inside of this building, but if you download this map, I guess in a few weeks' time you'll be able to download it at this stage from my Patreon. You could do the inside of all these builds, and it's going to be massive inside. Somewhere where you could maybe eat, somewhere where you could sleep, somewhere where there would be a little bit of recreation. So I'm copying and pasting, I'm flipping, I'm just doing kind of one half of the barracks. So what do we have? We kind of got levels at the bottom with kind of our veranda all the way around. I've changed it to maybe a bit more fortified at the bottom with some stone brick. I've got some prismarine, I've got some sandstone for the roofs. I've got more kind of balcony levels and these kind of massive dormer windows sticking out the side to bring light into kind of the middle level, which is quite dark. Maybe it's kind of a sleeping area in the middle, maybe the officers' quarters on the top and kind of recreation or maybe weapon storage down below. 4 big towers as well, more dormer windows, and I'm really, really happy with the barracks. I think it looks pretty cool. Even use some yellow as well, just to add a bit of colour to this medieval place. Okay, so that's the barracks taken care of. We're moving swiftly on to the armory. We're not going to finish the military area today. I think there's maybe space for 1 or 2 extra builds to be put into the military area. So what have we missed out? What should we build next in the military area? We've got the stables, we've got the barracks. We're going to be building this, which is the armory, somewhere where you would store all the armor, all the swords, the shields, the shields. What else would you get? The armor, swords, shields, and armor. Oh, bows and arrows and stuff. Although we're probably going to make, I think you would get your bows and arrows here. I think we should maybe have a weaponsmith, someone who makes weapons. That's not going to be added in this episode, but I'm definitely going to be adding a weaponsmith. I stuck a sneaky watchtower on top of that armory. This is somewhere where you're going to be practicing your arrows. I've done this for real in the jungle. Oh, by the way, if you want to come on a survival course with me on the 19th of October 2019, you can in Yorkshire, England, age 7 to 15 and adults come free. Use the code andyisyoda for 10% off. truewayssurvival.com. That's a survival company I work for. A real life survival Even though in Minecraft I'm a survival noob, in real life I'm a survival instructor. And you could come on that course, 19th of October. Hope to see you there, Yorkshire, England. That is the Fletcher's place done. A very, very quick look. The camera moved way too fast. I do apologise. We'll have a look at these. What I've done is made some defensive weapons, ballistas, catapults and trebuchets, and I've made this big shed. I kind of cheated a little bit. I took this shed from the what do you call it? I've done it again. This is the same shed. It's the shed that was the sawmill. So I've just enlarged it, and I'm making this particular shed into a mess hall, somewhere where the army would come to eat all their meal. So I've got 2 tables there and another 2 tables there. We'll have a look inside in a minute. Let's just get things built, get things out the way, get them done and dusted. And this is going to be the kitchens. Now I went a bit crazy on the kitchens. I enjoyed this way too much and ended up doing the interior. I don't normally do the inside of these builds, but the kitchen, I just thought, it kind of deserves to be fitted out on the inside. So I'm going to add 2 very large ovens made of brick and kind of slap them down at either end. And I'm going to have a nice big table in the middle for food preparation. Do you know what I haven't done? I haven't put any cauldrons or sinks or any sort of water in this. So just a couple of seconds time we can do that in first person. So there's one of the ovens. There's a table. And we're cooking some bread today. I went a bit fancy with my player heads. We've got some tables. We've got some kind of overhead shelving as well. Let's have a look at this in first person. Do you know what? Just looking at this just now, it's actually quite satisfying. This is level B. That's level A down there. Level B is pretty much finished. I think next episode we can get on to level C. How cool is that? Level C, what's it going to be? The nobility, maybe a giant cathedral, maybe start of the castle. What do you think should be in level C? Hey, let's have a look at this build which we did last in the video today. This is a little path. You'd walk along, come up here. This is where you would have your meal if you were a soldier. And I just recycled, as you can see, the build that I did before, which was the sawmill. If you don't remember the sawmill, that was probably way back in episode 1 or 2 and is right down here. This is the sawmill. So this is sawing up all the big logs. Kind of cool, huh? We like that. So yeah, using this build, I recycled it twice. Once for the workshop, which builds all the trebuchets and ballistas and so on. We'll see that in a few seconds. And then here for the mess hall, somewhere where all the troops would eat. Right, through into the kitchens, double doors for the kitchens. You might get a bit wet here. I might add something above that. But anyway, through into the kitchen. Isn't this cool? Thank you to everyone who's watching in the live stream for all the ideas, especially this big shelf idea. That's a beautiful, beautiful shelf there with all the herbs growing that you might put into the cooking. And we've got a giant kind of oven right there. We don't have a sink, so maybe that's one of the things we can add before we go today. We could add a sink. There we go. Nice sink. Reminds me of why I gave up tap dancing. I used to always fall in the sink. Let's put that there. And then there's got a nice sink with some water. So we've got water. We've got places to knead the bread, knead the dough, and so on. And we've got another oven over there. So that is a really nice build. Really enjoyed making that. We'll have a little lantern there. It looks splendid. So what else have we got? Right, we've got the stables as well. Might as well have a look at the stables. Here we've got some horses. Big shout out to McLaren MC, Demon, and Moonbat, who's the same person. Everyone like Mr. Ed and Mike, who did a super chat donation during one of my live streams. Thank you so much, guys. Very much appreciated. Anyway, so we have a paddock there for the horses. We have stables sponsored by Ed here. Very simple indeed. Lots of little stables here. Through to where... Do you know what? I haven't added much detail here. Let's add some kind of extra bits of detail in as we go. Maybe some barrels kind of lined up here would be quite cool. Yeah, this is somewhere where the Anaconda Verlo, Brenton Verlo, sponsored this building. Very, very simple. Ooh, this is definitely unfinished. Sometimes when you build in time-lapse, you forget that you haven't done certain things. So I've kept this very, very, very simple. This is somewhere where the horse person would live, the person who looks after the horses. Again, not a great deal of detail in this build. Might go and add some more later on. It really needs some extra detail, some extra finishing off, for example, like that. It's very plain and flat and ordinary right now. So, yeah. In fact, do you know what? Let's just, while we're here, let's just add a smidgen, just a smidgen of detail. In fact, we're just giving you an example. I'll add more detail kind of off camera like that. There we go. That looks okay. And maybe just some bushes. Sometimes bushes is all you kind of need in the build. Bushes at the back. This guy's how kind of flat that is. That's all right. And then we could do things like maybe adding in some trapdoors on the windows as well. Beautiful, beautiful. So that's how you could start to disguise the side of it. I can do the same sort of thing roundabout on that side. Inside this building here, this is where the horse people would live. The stable, not the stable people, but the actual knights would live in here. And you can see there's plenty of room in here. And we can even go up into the attic as well. And we've got a nice balcony. You can look at your favorite horse. You can come along here and you've got a nice balcony out here as well. Say, hi, welcome to the stables, and so on. Right, the barracks turned out okay, I think. Quite happy with this. It's a little bit flat around here. Might just add a bit more decoration around there at some point. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with how this turned out. As you can see down below, we've got this huge area here, and you could even knock some of these out here just to give you some extra kind of living room in the middle. I would say this is kind of a recreation area in the middle. And then up a level, I guess you could do this to get up a level. We've got another huge area. You could subdivide this. You could put walls along here very, very easily. You could just subdivide this into rooms, have corridors, and so on. We've got these kind of dormer windows as well, letting some nice light into the build. But it's quite a dark section to the build. So maybe this would be where most of the beds would be. Now there should be a connection. Is there a connection here? No, there's not a connection there, but on the outside, no, you would need to have some more steps going up to this kind of, no, more steps coming up to this level here. Woohoo! And now we can actually get through and into these side turrets and then out to this balcony right here. Kind of cool. Lots of nooks and crannies. I love nooks and crannies in a build. It makes the build much more interesting. And we've actually got another level on top as well. So the barracks is absolutely enormous with these beautiful dormer windows at the side. Kind of unfinished and a few mistakes on the inside, but hey, I can only do what I can do. You'd maybe finish it off with something like that. And then for a little bit of trim on the inside, you could do something like that, but I don't do interiors very often. Something like that you could do as well, just to give it a nice look on the inside. So there we go. That is the barracks needing furnished, but hey, I'm only doing the outside. Now the armory. This is the armory. So somewhere you could pick up your armor, put down your swords, and we've even got kind of a more of a private section to the armory back here as well. So very simple armory. No stairs, ladders. That would all have to be added into whoever would like to download this. Got a watchtower on top as well. Right, onto the archery range. We just use the fletching tables as targets. Got some kind of workshop area over here. Places where you could sharpen your arrows and whatnot. And a little building here. Just maybe this is the Fletcher master, the master bowman or bowwoman would live in here and look after all the bows as well. I've got a bit of tidying up to do in this build actually. I built this very, very quickly. Well, it was about 5 hours work, I suppose, when I say quickly. But as you can see, I've got some trapdoors missing off the windows. I've got some glass missing, and we could probably do with a nice door in there for that level. There we go. I'll tidy this up off stream. Ooh, do you like my war machines? So this is a catapult design, my catapult design. What do you think of this? What do you think of this? Even snuck some lecterns in for a little bit of diagonal on the build, which we like. So there we go, catapult. This is a ballista, a giant big arrow firer, I'm not sure I kind of nailed this, but I kind of like the big chunky round tires on it as well. That's another catapult. And then over here there's a trebuchet where you would put something nice and heavy in there. Maybe not, maybe something a bit more sinister than an lectern, and then you would fire it. And there's the big sort of counterweight down here. You can wind it up down there until it's just gonna ping and send maybe some dead horses, some diseased horses into wherever you're trying to defend, or maybe some big lumps of rock as well. This is the workshop, where everything is created. Kind of cool, huh? What do you think we should have over here? I'm going to call this area Delta. What do you think we should have? Delta Force. Last kind of area for the military section, because we kind of run out of space in the military section quite quickly. Do you know what? Before we go, let's just add in a few big trees. /tree big tree. I'm on Java Edition. I am building with World Edit and Vauxhall Sniper, as are the tools that are available on Java Edition Minecraft servers. If you'd like your own Minecraft server, then check out ownagehosting.com. Let's put some more trees over here in this corner until we think of an idea for it. ownagehosting.com. Get 20% off your first 3 months of hosting your own Minecraft Java Edition server, which means you can have World Edit and Vauxhall Sniper just like me. Using the code andyisyoda gets you 20% off. ownagehosting.com. And don't forget my Patreon, patreon.com/andyisyoda. If you'd like to download this island in episode kind of 11 stage, then you can do. And you could also download it in episode kind of 1 stage, where we've done hardly anything, kind of a blank island for you to do your own thing. Okay, a couple more trees to add down here. Maybe we can have a couple of trees for the horses. I think they would definitely appreciate a little bit of shade, wouldn't you guys? All right, there we go. So once you add the trees in, this build really starts to come alive. I love it. Just adding trees in Minecraft, like Corrales would say, never neglect the bush. It is definitely something you don't want to be doing in Minecraft. Oh, look at the size of that tree. That's a big one. Okay, there we go. Beautiful trees. The military area with a nice big road. Pretty much complete. A little bit of tiny space over there possibly. And definitely some space back here. Access isn't very good, so what should we have in that corner? What is going to be on level C in episode 18? Don't forget to hit that notification bell if you're subscribed to me, because that way you have a chance of seeing some of my live streams as well. And if you want to watch live streams off, like not live. Oh, do you know what? We've got a couple of spaces over here. We've got some houses over here to add. There is definitely a house I want to add, and it would be a paper merchant for Sue R. Sorry, I got carried away with my military builds, but in the next episode, down here, this is where we're going to be adding, I think, maybe a paper grower down here, a sugarcane grower, and then be a paper merchant. Someone to make all the paper. Sorry, Sue, I forgot. We're going to do it in the next episode, I promise, I promise. There we go. Episode 17 is in the can. Thank you so much indeed for watching. It's been a joy to build this. Hopefully you're going to hit me up with some comments with some nice ideas. Share this video with someone who likes Minecraft, and I'll see you next time. Ciao, ciao. And the Lux be with you.